Toy Story 5. You know, I gotta give it up to Pixar, man. They done did it with this one. So we start the movie off with a bunch of Buzz Lightyears. You don't hear any dialogue. There's no talking in the movie for a whole 4 or 5 minutes in the beginning of the movie. This movie is about toys no longer being played with because kids don't play anymore. They only use their technology, right? So it's technology versus toys, which is a great premise. We don't see Woody in this movie for the first maybe 30 minutes, bruh. But when they put him on screen, bruh, he has so much aura. Bro, they made Woody let himself go in this movie, bruh. He got all fat and lazy. I mean, he's not lazy, but he's no longer the head honcho cowboy sheriff that he once was, bruh. He done passed that baton to Jesse, bruh. I mean, it was cool, but they had my man's Buzz Lightyear, right? They had this man simping over Jesse the whole time, which doesn't make sense, right? In the early Toy Stories, Jesse liked Buzz. But now in Toy Story 5, this man Buzz he doesn't know how to talk to Jesse as if he's not. I'm not against it. It's just why change it? Jesse wanted Buzz whole time, not the other way around. They made it seem like Buzz was just some loser that doesn't know how to talk to girls that he likes. I don't know. I didn't like that part. They made him a simp for no reason. Bonnie, she still plays with toys, right? But then all the kids around her, they don't play with toys anymore. They play with their iPhones or whatever. Bonnie is having a hard time making friends because no one else plays with toys anymore, right? But keep in mind, she's only 9 years old. To fix this problem of having no friends, Bonnie's parents buy her an iPad. And this leads to Bonnie becoming addicted just like everyone else, and also having to create fabricated friendships because she can't relate to anyone else through toys, right? The iPad is also alive just like the toys, and basically the iPad and the toys start having a battle of who knows the best for Bonnie. They're fighting for Bonnie's attention, and Lilypad obviously ends up winning because how can you fight technology, right? You're a toy. When the iPad realizes how detrimental it can be for a child, especially when it comes to your online friends, because it all went downhill for Bonnie when she started getting laughed at, when she realized, hey, these other kids don't play with toys and it's embarrassing for me to play toys, which is not true. Jessie herself said in the movie, she told the iPad, you are the reason why kids are growing up too fast. And it's true, bro. Technology is the reason why these 12-year-olds or whatever look like damn 18-year-olds nowadays, bro. It's crazy. Once the iPad realizes how detrimental it is to Bonnie's mental health, the iPad ends up throwing herself away into a donation center, distancing herself from Bonnie. But this ends up being a mistake because Jessie has an idea of connecting Bonnie with this other new character named Blaze, which, by the way, amazing character. Blaze and her family in this movie, they're rich, they have horses and stuff, they're so cool. She ends up connecting with Bonnie and they end up having a great time together. They become friends. Real friends, not that fabricated social media friendship. Yeah, that's the story, bro. They're friends. Honestly, bro, Toy Story 1 is the best, then 2 is the second best, then 3 is the third best, and then it goes 5 and 4. 4 is the worst one. There was a part in this movie where there's a real horse and then Bullseye the horse, and they move the same exact way. It's pretty cool. I did cry during this movie. I did cry. There was a part where Jessie became depressed because she thought that her past owners didn't care about Jessie. Jessie felt like she didn't matter to her past owners, but then realized that her past owner actually does love Jessie. That part was so heartwarming. There could be a Toy Story 6 if they wanted to, but honestly, I think 5 is where it should end. 9 or 10 out of 10 movie, maybe a 9 out of 10. Kept my attention throughout the whole way through. Moral of the story, let's go back to playing, and real friendship, real relationships. Bro, there was a part where Blaze came to Bonnie's door, and they weren't friends, right? But instantly Bonnie went on her iPad instead of going to the door and saying hi. I was like, wow. The movie did a really good job of portraying how bad technology is nowadays. Definitely go watch it. You're missing out if you don't watch it.